We must commend the resilience of Nigerians that in spite of these protests and agitations, the Constitution has endured. Yet we must not rest on our hours. Governance is anything but democratic when we fail to be responsive to the responsibilities and aspirations of those who put us in office, as they are actually the ones in power, for sovereignty belongs to them. To this extent, the National Assembly took up the gauntlet with the President of the Senate, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Lawan, constituting a Constitutional Amendment Committee on the 12th of February 2020. When the committee, humbly headed by me, began work, there were about 32 header 1999 constitutional alteration bills. These were considered and streamlined to a 13-point frame of reference, to which we requested memoranda from all, including members of the press. The issues include 1, gender equality for women; 2, the federal structure and power devolution; 3, local government and local government autonomy; 4, public revenue, fiscal federalism and revenue; 5, the Nigerian police and Nigerian security architecture; 6, comprehensive judicial reforms; electoral reforms to strengthen INEC to deliver transparently credible, free and fair elections; socio-economic and cultural rights as contained in Chapter 2 of the Constitution; 9, strengthening the independence of oversight institutions and agencies created by the Constitution; 10, residency and indigene provisions; 11, immunity of persons; 12, the National Assembly; and 13, state creation. By the time the window for receiving these memoranda closed, the committee had received over 250 memoranda. The memoranda have been analyzed, and the committee have held several consultations and meetings to deliberate on the process and submissions in preparation for the public hearings at both national and zonal levels. Following from the analysis of the memoranda submitted, the issues have increased to 16, as listed below. 1, gender equity / increased participation of women and vulnerable groups in governance; 2, the federal structure in governance and power devolution; 3, local government administration / local government autonomy; 4, public revenue, fiscal federalism and revenue allocation; 5, constitutional provisions for the establishment of state police; 6, judicial reform, that's adjudication of election and pre-election matters and other justice delivery concerns; 7, electoral reforms that will make INEC deliver transparent, credible, free and fair elections; political parties, independent candidature, and election management; 8, socio-economic rights as contained in Chapter 2 of the Constitution; 9, residency and indigenship; 10, immunity, removal of immunity in prima facie criminal cases; 11, timeline for assent of bills and passage of appropriation bills; 12, states and local government creation; 13, strengthening the independence of institutions like the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Auditor General of the Federation, and Office of the Attorney General of the Federation; 14, the FCT administration; 15, the legislature and legislative bureaucracy; 16, the constitutional rule for traditional rulers. To further create opportunity for citizens to make inputs into the amendment process on any of these issues listed above, or others who wish to present, introduce, or promote new issues that will promote good governance and unity of the country, the committee is embarking on public hearings at the 6 geopolitical zones at the national level. And at the national level, to bring the process closer to the people, the hearings will take place in 2 centers in each of the 6 geopolitical zones, as follows. North Central, Jos Center, is to be chaired by Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and this comprises of Plateau, Benue, and Nasarawa State, while the MENA Center is to be chaired by Senator Abdullahi Sabi Aliyu, and this comprises of Kogi, Kwara, Niger, and the FCT. To the northeast, the Gombe Center is to be chaired by Senator Mohamed Danjuma Goje, and this comprises of Gombe, Taraba, and Adamawa states, while the Bauchi Center is to be chaired by Senator Abubakar Kyari, and this comprises of Bauchi, Borno, and Yobe State. 3, the Northwest. The Kaduna Center is to be chaired by Senator Kabiru Gaya, and this comprises of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa states, while the Sokoto Center is to be chaired by Senator Muhammadu Alero, and this comprises of Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara states. For the Southeast, the Enugu Center is to be chaired by Senator Ike Ekweremadu, and this comprises of Anambra, Ebonyi, and Enugu states, while the Owerri Center is to be chaired by Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, and this comprises of Abia and Imo State. For the South-South zone, Asaba Center is to be chaired by Senator James Ebiyewu, manager, and comprises of Bayelsa, Delta, and Edo states, while the Port Harcourt Center is to be chaired by Senator Betty Apiafi, and this comprises of Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and River states. The Southwest Akure Center is to be chaired by Senator Ajayi Boroface, and this comprises of Ekiti, Ondo, and Osun State, while the Lagos Center is to be chaired by Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and this comprises of Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states. The zonal hearings will hold simultaneously in all the centers on Wednesday, the 26th, and Thursday, the 27th of May, 2021. The 2 days is to give Nigerians ample opportunity to make their presentations. After zonal hearings, there will also be a national public hearing in Abuja on Thursday, the 3rd, and Friday, the 4th of June, 2021, to give opportunity to those, especially the heads of court, government agencies, ministers, and other stakeholders who could not attend the zonal hearings. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigerians have clamored for amendment of the 1999 Constitution to address fundamental governance challenges. Others have called on the National Assembly to initiate bills that would devolve more powers to the states and address the security challenges in the country. This constitutional amendment process is an attempt by the National Assembly to respond to these demands within the context of the powers conferred on us by the Constitution in a manner that will further strengthen our democracy. We're using this opportunity to call on all Nigerians to effectively engage the process and present their demands or recommendations for consideration by the National Assembly. Democracy is a process of consultation and constructive engagement. So let us all leverage on this platform to build the country of our dream. I thank you for coming, and I'm available to take questions that are germane to this very issue. Thank you very much. I just didn't know there was a fourth question. Let me tell you, constitutional review is a major plank of the legislative agenda of the 9th Senate. And I can assure you that Senator Ahmed Lawan is not against anything that we are doing here in the constitutional review exercise. He's not against restructuring. And I like to believe that you probably are alluding to an interview he granted, I believe, in the State House, after one of the events with Mr. President. For those of you who had the opportunity to look at that statement, I saw a clip of it, and the opening was that he is in support of restructuring. That was his opening line. And he didn't say anything afterwards that should lead anyone to believe that he's against restructuring. In any event, restructuring is just one aspect, of several aspects in this constitutional review exercise. And it depends on what you even mean by restructuring. It depends on who is speaking to that. There's a school of thought that believes that the exclusive legislative elite is overburdened, and that there's need for that to shed some weight, that some of those powers transferred to the concurrent legislative list, which is also devolution of powers. We've received a lot of bills addressing that issue. I think, a lot of memos, from members of the public on that very issue. These are some of the issues we had taken before the public during this zonal public hearing exercise. And I can assure you that the president hasn't taken a position. He, like every one of us, is entitled to his views, and he may cast a vote. I'm not so sure what the law says right now. He may probably have a vote in the event of a tie, but at least me, I have my vote to the extent I'm not presiding on that day. So Mr. President of the Senate is in support of what we are doing, and you can take this to the bank that we will have an exercise that the Nigerian people will be proud of at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Now, all your questions are answered, I assume. Now, Sunday, Igwe leadership. Two issues you raised. One dealing with, say, which areas of the Constitution has received the most criticism. I don't think it's my job to tell you that. You're a journalist. You also hear the criticism that comes on a daily basis. I'm sure you should do your homework on that. But I can assure you, whatever criticism we will address during this exercise. And then your final question is why journalists are not carried along during the zonal hearings. I really don't know how to answer this, except to say that this exercise is ongoing. The national public hearing is coming up in about a week. We are here in Abuja. I'm here in Abuja with you. I don't think I would have wanted to send you to different centers. I think those who have gone right now, they are there because it is an obligation that is bestowed on them as members of this committee. But I'm sure you will have the opportunity to do your job here during the public hearing. I will carry you along. That I can assure you. And in any event, I did receive a correspondence from the body. I think I'm addressing the same issue, and I've asked that my committee look into that. If it has not been addressed, it will be addressed moving forward. Thank you.
All right, so we'll take 4 more questions, please. Any ladies?